Hey, there we go. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. There are we don't have tangerines and yogurt because Charmin is not here, but we do have snack bar about that. No. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get rolling. So welcome to CATC, Capital Trauma Collab. We're going to see some new faces. We're going to trust that you'll introduce yourselves and mingle throughout the process, but we want to make the best use of our time because we're actually getting stuff done. So we need some time. Dr. Susan, if you would not mind, would you take us away with an icebreaker?
Okay, I will. Well, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Here is our icebreaker. Are you ready? Ready? Let me get some yes. Okay, thank you for nodding. Okay, here we go. My team, the New Orleans Saints, are not in the Super Bowl, but I'm pulling for, and you're going to call if you're pulling for Seattle or the Patriots while enjoying loaded nachos. All right, let's go. We can do it really quick. So I'll go over it again. My team, you name your team, which is the New Orleans Saints. They're not in the Super Bowl, but I'm pulling for the Seattle. I'm pulling for Seattle while enjoying loaded nachos. Okay, I'm calling on Ashley. And we're going to popcorn it. Ashley, let's go.
Actually, I'm a terrible person to start with because I don't know anything about football this year.
But
I like the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, but I'm enjoying. There we go. Okay, Ashley, popcorn to someone real quick. Anybody on the screen or in the room, popcorn it.
Sarah?
Go.
I'm pulling for Seattle as well while eating buffalo wings.
Come on, popcorn it real quick.
Connor?
Connor.
I'm pulling for the Seahawks because I think they have a cute color.
Okay. Okay, popcorn it real quick. Popcorn it. Keep it going.
I'll pull for the Patriots because she's going for the Seahawks.
Can you cut out? We can't hear you. We cannot hear. We cannot hear. Can anyone hear? Give me a thumbs up. We cannot hear. Okay, so in the room, they are gone. They are gone. Okay, Ms. Johnson, can you take it over?
Sure. My team are the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were Super Bowl champions.
Okay.
So this year I am rooting for Bad Bunny. And while enjoying empanadas, I'm actually going to be in Florida with my family. So I'm going to have some Argentine empanadas, and I'm really looking forward to Bad Bunny.
Hey, awesome.
I hope the Seahawks win just because.
All right,
Molly, what do you have?
Let's go.
You stole mine. I'm also rooting for Bad Bunny. So that was literally on my mind, but grew up a Steelers fan though. Let's see. Claire?
Claire. Come on, Claire. Who are you pulling for, Claire?
Hey guys, can y'all hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I am also pulling for Bad Bunny. Excellent. I think I'm gonna root for anyone that is not the Patriots. So that's meaning the Seahawks and enjoying some time on the couch with my kids, and that's it.
All right, great. Okay, popcorn it, please. All right,
I want Norm.
Norm, let's go. Okay, 5, 4, 3. Norm is coming on. Let's go to the room. Let's go to the Grace Smith.
Yeah, so for those of you who got cut off, just so you know, most of us online are rooting for Bad Bunny. So,
okay.
Christian, are you on there? Can you hear me? And tell us who you're rooting for.
We cannot hear anyone in Grace Mid-City room. We can't hear anyone.
They're muted. So
yeah. Maybe somebody needs to send them a text or something.
I just called Norman.
How about Jacqueline, Kimberly?
Hey, you got muted. you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, can you
Okay,
facilitate
so
the
we have
room real quick? Go ahead.
really we have we have really horrible internet, and so I think we're gonna if we chaos is ensuing. There's two different realities happening right now. So there's two timelines. There's the digital timeline, and there's this what's happening in the grace room. So we completed our icebreaker in the grace room. You just didn't hear it. So
No, we didn't hear it, and that's okay. I'm gonna call on one more. How about Kendra? Are you with us? Bridget?
Yes, Kendra's here. Hi,
Okay,
y'all.
Kendra, who are you pulling
Yes,
for?
I'm a New Orleans Saints fan all the way. I'm pulling for the Seahawks, and I'm gonna eat. I think I want some hot wings as well.
Some hot wings as well. All right. Is there anyone else that's joining us via Zoom would like to chime in before I turn it back over to our Mid-City group? Anyone else going once? We want to hear from you.
Okay, I'm happy to share. Sorry, y'all, I'm camera off for now.
That is okay.
I found out yesterday that the Super Bowl is this Sunday and who's playing in it. So this is a very fun icebreaker to me because this is all news to me.
Okay.
I am not so up to speed with current sports, but I think maybe was it similar to Molly? Maybe I am not allowed to be a Patriots fan because my family are Giants fans. I'm from New York originally. So I will go for the Seahawks this year.
And what will you be enjoying?
Oh, probably just king cake.
King cake sounds good. All right. I want to thank everyone for
can't go wrong.
participating. And we're going to have a good time and we're going to enjoy some great family and some great food. I turn it back over to our Grace Mid-City group.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Thornton. Thanks, everybody who's online. And y'all can hear us okay, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So last session, last huddle, we kind of got the working groups kicked up off the ground, throwing some ideas around. So we want to coalesce around that for just a moment. Sharmony made a Google form that it's not live yet, huh, Sharmony?
It is. We just need,
is.
I can put it in the chat, and then I don't know if how you want to share it with folks there, or we can email it to everyone.
Yeah.
We can add it to our Facebook group too.
Awesome. Yeah. So that Google form is going to help us kind of sort through who's in the room, and it's going to help sort through the working groups. So just to review, we've got our working groups built around our 6 goals. And so the 6 goals, well, let's see if I can do it from memory. Okay, so we've got the latest goal is to increase involvement of the medical community. Okay, so hey. And there was some new people. They're online, right? So we've got some new people from. Welcome, Jasmine.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good morning. How are you? So sorry I'm late.
No, you're not late. You're right on time. Yeah. That's Jasmine Johnson. She's with Brain. She's going to present for us in just a little bit. So, increase involvement of medical community, increase provider care for the foster population by 25%. That's an easy metric for us to measure because Judge Grover just has a referral list, and if that list increases by 25%, yeah. To increase involvement in the schools in being trauma-wise. Let me think I can probably pull up the slide. But those, come on, internet, come on. Let's see.
You can do it.
We don't want to overload her. Too much bandwidth. Okay. Great. Okay, there we go. So, increase in schools and being trauma-wise, increased involvement of university students. And we had started out saying, focusing on social work and counseling. But the more that we talked in the last session was that if we really want to have cross-sector collaboration at the heart of what we're doing, we want to get just student involvement in general, like everybody. And so it would be really cool if we could start getting students into the room to learn how to do cross-sector collaboration by watching, but also by participating. So, and then a shared database of services, resources, and providers. Now, this shared database was kind of like the foundation, is that one of the things that we've heard in the room over and over is that Baton Rouge is very siloed. Like, there's a lot of people doing really good work, but they don't know that there's a lot of people doing really good work, and they don't connect, they don't talk, and there's some redundancy being created, the wheels being invented over and over again in some different ways. And so just by chance or providence, whichever way you want to look at it, we were at a LSU branding. LSU, if you're a nonprofit, you need a logo, you should reach out to the design school. They will design you an awesome logo for free. So we were selected and Brain was selected. And that night we were just hanging out and we met Jasmine. Hey, tell us what you do. And the more she talked, the more we started listening. It's like, this sounds like one of our goals, the shared database of services providers, focusing specifically on youth. And so these goals are the foundation for the working groups. And so if you hear, hey, what happened?
Oh, boy.
Hey, are y'all still there? Oh, you are? Okay. You just can't see that window. Okay, let me pull this up. Well, my degree was in English and in counseling, so you tell.
Wait, are you showing a slide? We can't see anything.
Yeah, I have realized that. Let's see. If I did this. Can you see that? No? Let's see.
You could drop the slide in the chat, Norman, if the screen sharing isn't working.
Let's try that. Can you see this?
Oh, that worked.
Yep.
Boy. Okay. All right, so we got these 5 goals plus the 6th one of increasing involvement of the medical community. And then these will be the ones that we form our working groups around. Okay, so if you look at these goals, you probably have a place that you feel like you fit in, right? The working groups, let's talk about that for a little bit. What do y'all want the working groups to be? Right, so Ashley asked, what are the responsibilities of a working group? Well, they can't be too heavy because we're all volunteering, you know? Like, everybody has a job, at least one, probably more than one, right? And so when we are thinking about doing this on our own time for free, it can't be burdensome and it can't be micromanaged. Like, you're here at 7:30 on a morning, you're already bought in, you're already pretty competent, like you don't need to be micromanaged. So when we think about a working group, what we're trying to do is put together a group of people who can be nimble and quick and flexible to, over the period of the year, work on achieving this goal. So they're giving focused attention. And of course, the working group has the resources of CATC, right? So if there is a particular conversation needs to be had with somebody, there's probably somebody in the room who knows this person, right? So that's the beauty of collaboration, is that we amplify our impact. So what we want to be focusing on is, where do you feel the most passionate? Where do you feel that your skill set aligns the most? Where do you already have synergy? So you're not having to do something that, like, you know, is new and fresh, even if it needs to be done, you know. So thoughts, working group thoughts. When we think through the working group, we have questions. What are the orange flags or green flags? What do you hear or not hear that you need to know?
So I did put the QR code for the working group, the CATC contact form in the chat, Norman. So I don't know if you can pull it, and then the link for folks who want to sign up. But I think everyone will naturally fit in, right? Since we developed the goals together, they're, you know, based on our goals that we've been working on. And I think there's already been, you know, a little movement around some working groups with different connections that are being made. And obviously the idea is that in between CATC meetings, your working group will work, whatever that looks like, whatever can happen through, the people that get involved and the resources and the conversations that happen. And then we kind of share, at the next CATC meeting, hey, does any working group have something to share? And you'll see in the form, we're also, trying to learn more about everyone that's in the room. And so just ways to click some of the skills that you have. Are you an LPC? Are you a TBRI practitioner? Are you in the medical field? To also start getting some information. But this is not a directory, right? It's just kind of a contact form for CATC. Jasmine will speak more about directory, and that's a different kind of thing. If your organization and the services that your organization can share and provide for the community, that's kind of what I believe Jasmine's going to talk to us about. So these are just two different things. For those of us that have been in CATC for a while, this is more of a contact form about you personally, and then the directory is going to be more about the services, your organization. And once we have the working groups over the next few weeks, as the form is filled out, I'll send an email saying, all right, these are the people in this working group, and then there's a question there. Are you interested in being kind of like a soft leader or a person that helps organize, meetings for your working groups, right? Somebody has to kind of be the first one to send that group email saying like, hey guys, what do we want to do? So hopefully you guys can see the link and the QR code to have that to fill out, and I'm sure Norman will send it out in our post CATC email.
So thank you, Shirley. I had lots of thoughts go through my head while you're talking. The biggest thought is, so I think a very valuable aspect of what we're doing is like the shared awareness of what's going on. And waiting from month to month to keep up with the track of what's going on, it seems like a long time. Maybe it's not. But I'm wondering about like, would it be tedious or helpful to create like a Google Doc that we use for each working group to like collaborate on with updates, and so that everybody can just check the Google Doc and just see what's happening or what's not happening? What do y'all think? Is that?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I was thinking just practically everyone's busy doing the doing.
Right.
And so hopping on additional call or scheduling an additional meeting maybe beyond the bandwidth of the working group members. And so I was thinking literally as informal as a shared note in the note app, because sometimes even Google, depends on the working group. If everybody in the working group agrees, like access to Google is super easy, awesome. But just some kind of channel. I was thinking the same thing, just operationally, that you could just in real time, oh, I met this person today. It contributes to our working group's goal. This can just be a bullet point that I add to, our progress in real time.
Yeah.
Something easy and accessible that doesn't require a lot of bandwidth.
So it's essential that we have a method of sharing updates.
Some kind of channel. Yeah, I think it should be established.
All right. Other thoughts, questions? Ashley, you have questions? Corey?
Well, I just wondered, if we have a resource and we want to share it with everyone, what is the best way? Because like I sent, I just replied to everybody, this training is happening, it's free. And a lot of people responded back. It was we supported a CASA training. It was really good, on the ACID study and things like that, working with kids.
What is the best way to share resources?
Yeah, because I don't know if that was best to just reply and everybody gets an email. Although I got a lot of feedback, so I hope people seems like a lot of people were able to attend. Yeah, is there a best place to share? And because I don't like to block up people's emails either.
Right, or it just gets lost in the noise of training noise. But what is the best way?
I know. When we've talked to Whole Health, since they're checking in with us as a regional hub, and they're kind of collaborating a little bit sort of statewide. I know there was conversation around, some of the ways that they were talking about sharing like one pagers for trainings and things like that, but I don't know what the answer is, but I know the email thing can get tricky, right? I agree. We probably need a different way, uh, so that people don't start feeling like, okay, now CATC's become, just my email. I don't know, but it is a good point. And so,
I can speak to the whole health bit a little, Sharmini, if that's helpful.
yeah, thank you. I was hoping.
Yeah, so for the like overarching coalition, what we do is for those of us who kind of manage the coalition, so I'm for those I don't know, I can't see everyone in the room, but I'm with Trepwise and I'm helping to lead the like broader whole health initiative. And what we'll do is we'll have a coalition meeting every other month, and we have a form that folks can fill out if they have something upcoming, whether that's an event or a training or like a new program someone's launching, anything that they think might be helpful to the coalition. And we monitor that form. And then anything that's an event, we'll work with Department of Health to put up on the Whole Health website. Anything that's not an event will kind of just communicate out via email. But for y'all, any big events, Norman and Sharmini, I can circulate the Whole Health form if folks want to put that on, like send that our way so we can put it on the website and that will be circulated or like available to anyone across the state. But if y'all are looking to also have kind of like a repository or a forum locally, I wonder how difficult it would be to add there's already a calendar on the CATC website, right? Maybe you could just put things into the calendar and if there's bandwidth to send a reminder email, but that way folks can kind of just check anything that's upcoming.
Yeah, I can see being able to maybe, quickly put it on the CATC calendar. I don't know, and make the calendar public. And then we also have the CATC Facebook page as another place. So people can go to those places if they're interested in events. Does that sound?
Let me make a suggestion that we zoom out and that we kick this back to the working group, or letting them kind of figure out what's the best way to disseminate local trainings in a sustainable method. Because I think what problem we're going to run into is you already mentioned it's bandwidth. Is that anything that we've got to do that's going to be like, putting out public updates and stuff you got to be on top of that. And so you're going to run into sustainability issues. So I think let's zoom out, kick it back to the working group, and just trust the process as that working group, forms the neural networks necessary to do the work. They're going to come up with solutions. So,
and that's the shared database working group that you're talking about?
That was probably going to be the increased access to trauma-wise training working group. And that there's going to be overlap between all these working groups, of course. But when we start talking about how do we determine what is a trauma-wise training, what's a trauma-informed training? You get trained in so many stuff out there that's not even evidence-based. You start looking, the guy's got life coach behind his name. So not throwing any shade at life coach. As an LPC, I get a little edgy about that. So
what about what? I missed it.
Life coaches.
Oh.
So if you drive around Baton Rouge, you started to see these signs that say, "Is your counselor licensed?" And they're put up by the LPC board in response to this surge of people who are not licensed or credentialed calling themselves counselors, and they're life coaches. Anyway,
I'm going to add life coach to our CATC
Yeah.
contact form. Sorry.
Oh, God. So, yeah,
Got
so
it.
one of the things
Okay, so
we're going to have to be able to say, and I think it'd be really cool if we had, like, in the future, like a CATC vetted training, and we could have a place to say, hey, look, this working group's reviewed this training, and this is trauma informed, like the California database of evidence-based practices. We could do that locally. So there's just something about local, buy local, grow local. Like when you have a locally vetted resource, that it's going to apply to the context that you're in, and that's really helpful. So anyway, I think we have probably segued into a good place for Jasmine to come up and talk a little bit about herself and what brain is, and share why that overlaps with our database goal. So Jasmine, you can get wherever you want. You don't have to come up, sit down.
Sure. I'll.
You need some help, Pastor?
Oh, well, I forgot one for you. That was.
Sorry.
No, sorry about it. Well, hi, Charmony. I don't know if you can hear me with the delay. And everyone else.
hi, sorry I'm not there, but I'm gonna have to step off to go to my training here in New Orleans. But I'm so excited you're here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you sharing a presentation?
I made it a handout. So I'll have to send it digitally. I didn't think about that. I was just trying to make it as easy as possible, so I made it a handout.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
You can scan this and share it to Facebook.
Okay. All right. Look, she's going to to Facebook or to them?
Well, they can access our Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Is it a closed group?
It's not.
Okay, this is a public. Yeah, this is an internal. So
if you have a link, I can quickly share it. And Norman, if you want to stop screen sharing.
Yeah, let me share it. Let me email it to you, Charmaine.
Yeah,
yes?
if you email it, I'll put it on the chat, and then Norman, if you stop screen sharing, that way we could maybe see her better too.
Okay. Okay, and it'll just take me just a minute to find it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanted to scan that QR code on way. That's the QR code for the CATC directory.
And I just added that to our Facebook page too.
All right, we have 2 responses. Let me see. I'm refreshing real time. All right, I will call you out as a teacher. I want to give everybody a star. You know who you are. I'm winking at you. Okay.
Just so you know, once you attend the CATC meeting, you're in forever. So,
Lord, is that what just happened?
There's no way to get out.
Yeah, it's like Hotel California. We're here.
Get, but you don't check out.
Yeah. I love it. I love laughter at 8 a.m. on a Friday morning. There is some energy, even online, I'm telling you. So, Christine, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, man. Missed you again.
All right, I just sent it to you. It'll probably just take a second for you to get it.
All right.
And even though I made it shareable, sometimes it makes you request access anyway. So
yeah,
I'm looking for that.
All right,
While she is, you see it? Okay.
Yep, it's not letting me access it though.
Yeah, will you request? I don't know if Google is like updating it or what.
It'll make everybody do that. Well, unless I just share it.
Yeah, if you can,
I'll just screen share it. Okay.
yeah,
So I did request
that'll be great.
access.
All right. There we go. I got that. Share request. All right. All right. Well, thank you all for having me. Let me see. Should I sit here?
Wherever you feel most
I actually prefer to stand, if that's okay. Yeah, I like to stand.
Okay.
But my name is Jasmine Johnson. I'm the executive director of Baton Rouge Area Youth Network. And like Norman said, yes, we participated in this semester-long rebranding opportunity for students. They are amazing. Like, just blew us away. Took our words, our missions, and professionalized and polished, our branding. So yes, at the presentation, they were talking about brain, and they mentioned the locator. And I want to start there. It is not a database. And it is not a directory, it is a tool, not a list. And so I just wrote down, just based on what Charmony said, it's important that we have shared language. And so I want to start in this room. This is my first opportunity to practice. Will you record this for me? Never used to record myself doing any of these presentations. And I'm going to have to say this several times, but so a directory is an alphabetical list that tells what exists, relies on manual updates, provides limited context, is the same for every user, and becomes outdated quickly. That's what we had when we started in 2021. I was hired in December of 2021, and one of my first deliverables was this tool. We actually called it a youth locator in the beginning, and we were like, wait, we're not looking for youth, we're looking for programs and services. So we updated it, and it is a youth programs and services locator. A locator is a tool. It helps you find what fits. It filters by age, need, location, and schedule, which we did have that part figured out. It uses maps and proximity, supports real-time referral use, helps different users find different results, and reduces guesswork and follow-up. That's what a tool does. That's what a locator does, and that is what Brain is building. So let me tell you a little bit about Brain. We are a youth services intermediary. And we serve youth serving organizations. What we do is work to strengthen coordination, capacity, and access to high quality programs and services across the region. Oh, you had an extra one? Okay. What we're building that we're talking about today, we do have 8 priorities, and this is one. It is the programs and services locator to help families and referral partners navigate youth programs and services across the capital area. It's a shared community infrastructure, not a one-time database or marketing tool, which is why it has taken me, I think, around 3 years to do the deep dive. We now have proposals from software companies. The one that I'm most excited about is the one submitted by Invoc. Invoc is who created LA Wallet. And so it's been really exciting to watch them come to life because this is a challenge. What we're facing is not just a challenge here in Baton Rouge or Louisiana. Databases are actually a national challenge. So how amazing will it be when Baton Rouge, the city of Baton Rouge, the capital city, solves a national challenge? And I think it is mainly because we think that they are locators, but often they are directories. And as a result, they end up being what is called data dead. And so I have worked tirelessly, like that's a real term. I was like, oh, okay. I'm telling you, I've been diving deep into this, and it's been fascinating to find out. But of course, it's going to take it's going to take a lot to put this together, beyond funding. Our goal is to make it a trusted, coordinated way for families and referral partners to find youth programs and services across systems without duplicating efforts. We know why this matters, but it's here. You can read that. But let me tell you how the locator works. I kind of highlighted already like what a locator is, but it is going to allow them to search for youth programs and services by age, need, location, and schedule. In addition, they will be able to find where it is on the bus route. But we are also going to put the programs, at least the programs at this point, on levels. You were talking about credentialed and or you were talking about vetting. What did you say?
Yeah.
What did you say?
For the train.
License.
For the train, yeah, license. That's what you were talking about. And it really is important that when we say high quality supports, we understand what that means. And so for the programs, we will be putting them on levels, level 1 through 5, because it's not enough to say that 70805 has, 20 programs. That looks good on the surface, but what's their quality? We currently do have criteria for that, but we will also have a working group and with the working groups. And with those working groups, we will be having community conversations to make sure that the criteria is fair and impartial. We do have an advisory committee that is also taking on this as one of their projects in 2026. We want to raise the standard, but we don't want to be harmful. Our goal is not to eliminate programs. It is to strengthen the capacity and efficacy of youth serving organizations, because we really don't need any of them to disappear. For every one student in a program, there are 3 waiting. So we don't need them to disappear. We just need to all have the same standard, and we need to raise it together with, thoughtful consideration. So you'll see here the levels. What they'll do is they'll signal program readiness and capacity, support more informed referrals, create pathways for program improvement, and increase transparency without excluding providers. Again, going from a directory. Look, I'm so used to saying locator, I have to keep looking. Directory, yes, directory. That's what it's called. But to make sure that we are not building a directory, focusing on sustainability is, something that we've had to prioritize. So with our values going slow to go far is one thing we have worked diligently on to get to this sustainability. So the locator is being built to reduce administrative burden on providers. That manual update that was so challenging to encourage people to do. Encourage regular updates and data accuracy, support shared governance and accountability, avoid duplication across systems. So what do we need from this group as well as other groups is engagement as we build this. We want to shape the definitions and criteria together. We want to identify the priority referral use cases. We want to support provider engagement and adoption, ensure the tool reflects real world referral needs. We read a book. I hear y'all talking coalition and working groups. We started off as a network. I didn't give that background information about Brain. Sorry, I jumped right into the locator, but we did start off as a network, and we will become a 501c3 this year. Thank you. But we read a book called Impact Networks, and I can share it with you, Norman, because I can't remember who it's by, but he talked about sprint working groups to increase your impact and reduce the exhaustion, that comes with volunteer work. So we are focusing on one thing at a time now. We did start off with the 4 working groups that it was like, okay, we're going to figure out what we want to work on. The challenge with that is that you have so many projects, going on. They do overlap at times, but it gets a little tricky. So we are focusing on working groups for the programs and services locator. So project. And so we'll have a resource sharing working group, a membership working group, a convening working group, and a communications working group. But everything will be about the locator. So be on the lookout. I have Norman's information. I have Cole and Sharmony. I was just voluntold that I'm here forever. So I'm sure I'm going on some list. So I will be sharing, information with you all. I have a couple of meetings next week where I'll be talking to potential funders. But yeah, we are pretty much, I've done all the legwork to research and go as far as I can. But the next step is making sure that all of the sectors who serve youth, which we all do, right? So everyone should be in this locator. And so how do we make sure it's not data dead?
All right.
So any questions?
So many questions.
Oh, okay.
Great job, first friend.
Oh, thank you. About this, yeah.
So you said you've done all the legwork. So what's the next step or next thing that you're waiting for?
Yeah, the funders.
Yeah.
The next step is funders. Like I have 2 proposals that are of great interest. When you do the research, you can clearly see what software companies know how to build directories and which ones know how to build tools. It is clear as day. So I'm so excited because I learned something new. But so that's what I'm working on, the funding portion now. I will be forming these working groups in second quarter. I really don't believe in meeting to meet. And so
Amen.
What I didn't share is I am the only employee of Brain, and it's a lot of work. I'm not complaining. I love it. I'm grateful for it, but it's a lot of work. So, and I'm a doer. So I don't want to keep talking about what we're going to do. Like I want to be ready to go. And so, like I said, I've done all the research that I can do on my own and with the group that I had before. Next is finding potential funders who are truly, interested. And from there, these working groups will help in different ways. So the resource sharing working group, they will focus on the levels, making sure we are polling everyone to see what they feel about these levels. The membership working group is, of course, going to get everyone engaged. The convening working group is going to help me put these convenings together where we're going to talk about the programs and services locator, because we need to talk to several different sectors about this. And the communications working group, oh goodness, my least favorite thing to do with my job. It will handle social media and, figure out communication strategies, set me up to talk about it on the radio and to parents and all of that. So
if you suddenly had, 20 volunteers that wanted to help, would that be something that you guys would be able to handle, or would that be overwhelming to say whoa, it's we're too far down the road? You a bunch of
20 volunteers to help in these working groups? No, that would be
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
More hands make light work.
So, I mean, we do have it as one of the goals, which means we do have it on our contact form as a working group. And I think what we were trying to kind of determine is, if after listening to you, and thank you, I love precise language as a bilingual, maybe specifically. So you won't hear me say directory again. I think locator and tool makes perfect sense, and the distinction is absolutely clear and necessary. So that was educational for me. So thank you. I see some nods on my online folks. So I think one possible next step would be after the CATC contact form gets, circulated and filled out, those that check the database, maybe I can send their information to you, Jasmine, and you can kind of take it from there with what might make sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what we'll have is we have job descriptions and everything for each working group and the time commitment and all of that. What I can do is send you the Google form that we have set up, and then they can choose the working group based on the description. They'll understand like what that working group is responsible for. But at the same time, like some things may form organically for that group. But like you're saying, 20 volunteers, yeah, the more people that sign up for that working group, the more the work can rotate and people can lean in and lean out. So we're not opposed to, like, it's one project, so now the 20 volunteers was overwhelming when it was like 9 projects. Yeah, it was a lot, but yeah, Sharmini, so I will share the Google form with you all. Like I said, it'll be second quarter, so it'll be March. I need to get past our conference, and that's on February 19th before I start engaging. And so
I
by
saw
then,
that in the LA Care Network.
yeah.
So yeah, and I think it might be the other way around, or maybe when we have these, whoever signs up, I'll send them to you, and then those people can look at your particular Google form, or I can link it in the email, but we'll see. And then as we get some students involved, which is, possibly at the next CATC meeting, we might be able to have someone talking to us about that, or just kind of working around that. We could see who shows up, right? Who work with the willing, who have an interest in that database. But I think as CATC, and maybe we need to formalize this idea, is that we ourselves are not going to try to make a directory while Brain is creating a locator.
That's
So
right.
everyone say yes, or however the voting is. I motion that. So
Yeah. So I think, sorry, Sharmini.
No, go ahead.
Who in here refers clients somewhere, patients, clients, right? So just like most of the people who are in CATC, 50-50. And the thing that we constantly run into is trying to find a good referral source. And once you find one, then you hold on to that. It's like nobody else is taking this, but it's like this is a perennial problem. And the solution that you are outlining is like the best solution that I've heard, like, since I've been doing therapy, right? So the roadblock is you have to have somebody to run with the ball, and that's their ball. And they're going to call the plays, and they're going to make sure that the game keeps going, right? And it's not like it, like it doesn't generate revenue,
Right.
So there's not a way, like the sustainability aspect is we keep coming up against that, right?
Yes, that's why it's taking me 3 years.
Yeah.
Norman,
Yes.
if I can add, so Jasmine was very modest, but she has, done with one, because if it weren't for Jasmine being 100% committed, and I'm saying 100, so it's 150+%.
Yeah.
Being committed to Brain and really building them out, it wouldn't be very visible.
Yeah.
If it started with volunteers coming together with a shared thought that had to be built into a shared mission and goals and things of the sort. As she said, she came on in 2021, so that we have been working at it for a long time. And the most important is building, if you want it to be more than just a casual collaborative, you've got to take the time to build out that infrastructure in order to keep everyone on the same page with the same goal. And that goal, as you're describing, may change as you grow. But you're working towards, all of the working groups are working towards that same goal. And so to that up, what we'll do with 20 volunteers, the volunteers as an additional resource for the local.
Jane's like, oh, that changed since.
An additional information source, an additional resource, but also an additional opportunity to spread the information about brain to the greater public, just as much as brain can be CATC. So I'll offer that up. It's not easy work. And fortunately for brains, we've had Jasmine, to help out that. And she is very connected and involved in the community on a personal basis. So she has a lot to learn. Very, very fortunate as one of those friends. So I just kind of offer that up. As you work to continue to build and grow CATC, just remember that infrastructure is very important. To carry.
Yes.
And I'm happy to share, because it sounds like you all are trying to figure out the, working groups. I will just say this, start with SWOT analysis very early, because there are so many issues. There are so many things, to address. But if one of your values is to avoid burnout, you have to choose what you're going to focus on today. Like we have 8 priorities for brain. And my chair was like, well, Jasmine, that's a lot on you. I'm like, well, 4 of them are continuing. So the locator is definitely it was my first deliverable. I started off as a contractor. I'm executive director now. I started off as a contractor, and my first deliverable was the locator. And I'm like, okay, wow. But excited and happy to hear that I've clarified, things for you all. Happy to hear that this is I hear hope in what you're saying when it comes to the locator.
All right. When we're trying to improve the conditions of the city and disrupt
systems that don't work.
We have to treat trauma, and we can't effectively treat trauma by piecemeal, right? And over and over again, what we heard over the last year was man, I just don't know where to send you. I just don't know where to send you. I don't know how to find. I can Google, And so we start doing AI, and then we get dead data. So we very quickly saw somehow, some way, we got to come up with a database, a locator, and then lo and behold, it's already being done. We've been running with this ball for a long time, and so it's okay, this is great because there is a rising tide in the city of we got to come together to fill in some gaps. And we just want to connect all these parts that are rising together. So I'm super jazzed, excited about it.
And I think what sets us apart, honestly, is the levels. Showing the quality, but also having this hub where you can go and receive the training. Moving forward, 2026 and beyond, there's no excuse to not be trained well. We have this collaborative, we have brain that partners with all sectors. We've had national speakers come and talk about chronic absenteeism, out of school time programs. Goodness, I'm missing. We've had a national partner who is responsible for a VR software. I'm sorry, I'm right-handed, so I tend to do this. But we've had a VR simulation of ADHD, like what it feels like to be ADHD. That was a national partner in all sectors, mental health professionals, social workers, educators, all sectors were in that room experiencing that. So brain is really, if you are youth services, if you serve the youth, you should be a part of our network, because we should all raise the standard together. You said something so important earlier about the life coach. Look, I have friends that are life coaches, no judgment, but it is true that when programs are implementing SEL programs, some of them are not SEL. They should definitely be facilitated by someone licensed, and people are just doing their best. They want to solve an issue that they had growing up, or something that they faced with their own kids. That's how I started my enrichment business. Both of my kids are gifted, and people assume that smart kids don't have issues, and they absolutely do. So I started an enrichment program. I just wanted it for my kids and my nieces and nephews, and then other parents started saying, "Hey, we'll pay you if you keep my kids." And before you know it, I was running a private enrichment business. I didn't know, all of these standards and all of these things that were required for, a youth program. So I'm really eager to, with that communications working group, form the helpful language that encourages programs to come along and not feel shamed for not being on the levels yet. I'm really,
Well, I was just gonna say, I signed up for that Every Mind Matters, the first.
You did?
I did not get to go. I was like so thrilled about it. But in kind of a circle back of like, I know you're here presenting and showing us like how to get this off the ground, but one of our big pillars is getting trauma-informed education out there. And I get all of the emails about the like webinars and stuff that y'all have. Can we, as CATC, can we do a like trauma-informed presentation? And
sure can.
Because we have a presenter.
We do have a presenter. And then but also like for Charmony, like we could do a TBRI. What is TBRI? But like you're giving us so much, but like we also,
that's what the network is for.
Platform to start,
That's what the network is for.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Share planning, learning, and resource development.
Thank you so much for coming and presenting today. The work that you're doing is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
It's so arduous, and if we're all being transparent and honest, you are trying to solve one of the biggest crises that the state agencies cannot still figure out. Yep. So I'm very thankful for you and your team and your work. And so,
thank you.
It's a huge lift. So you're to be commended.
Thank you.
One of the things that I was wondering though about the locator is that at the grassroots level, it's so needed, and to have accessibility and to have something like this that is living and breathing, that not only is a resource, but is designed in a way that prioritizes language that any person, whether public parent, state agency, licensed provider, can appreciate the tool that it is so awesome. So I really like that about your model. My question is though, a question and then maybe a suggestion.
Okay.
So my question is how will the locator work? I'm thrilled to know about the LA wallet thing, because that infrastructure can help you technologically. I think that's huge. Just make sure you don't get hacked. I'm just joking. For real.
That's a real thing.
But I can see that technical infrastructure would be amazing. But how will the program and services locator actually gather data? Like, will it like do geolocating?
Geolocating in AI. They explained it explicitly in their software engineer. This is easy to understand kind of way. Okay. And I said, please put it in writing, because things that are hard to, I have to read it. I can't, I'm not an auditory learners. So those are the two out of all that they said. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
AI and geo.
Well, that's great because I was thinking there would be so much, like, one of the problems with directories and data is because it's always, at the end of the day, robots can only do so much. And then the accuracy of robots is garbage in, garbage out. And the manual data input that you have to have is, bandwidth and sustainability, all the things we've been talking about last week. So I was just curious if that was how it would work. And then the other thing that I was gonna say, it's a suggestion, is, I don't know if you've looked into this, but one of the most robust grassroots tools that does exist that is effective now is the FINS directory, Families in Need of Services. It's produced by the Supreme Court, so it would be an automatic win if you got a copy of it. It's free, it's on the website, you can easily get to it. But it is the most robust tool that I know that has cross-agency resources in it for programs and youth services.
What is the Friends in?
FINS, FINS.
Yeah, what was the?
Oh, Families in Need of Services.
Oh, families. If I said friends.
Friends too.
And are they underneath OJJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every juvenile court and OJJ has a FINS officer. They work with the families through family preservation, also delinquency and those types of things. And so it's statutorily they're related to have resources. And so there's this gigantic, resource that's just, but again, how often it's updated is only annually, but we know providers are continuously changing what services they offer, and every youth has different needs.
Yeah.
So when you talk about it from a granular standpoint and the niche of services that you need, this locator is amazing for that as well. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I will definitely connect with them. I will say this is the way it is built to be what it's supposed to be. Like I said, I've done all that I can to sift out the software, developers that won't work for this. And, based on what I know the community needs, what I've heard from our network. But again, you were asking, can you all lean in? I don't know if you've heard of geospatial. So geospatial, they actually are not a youth service provider, but they have a youth program. So they are a part of our network. They will definitely be in the working group for the program, because I don't know what I don't know. I live life like that. I don't know what I don't know. And so
Their name is Global
Geospatial
Geospatial
Institute. Yes, thank you. GSI. Global. Wait, what? GGI. Yeah. And they have been a part of our network because they implement this program, this geospatial program in middle schools, and they wanted to expand in EBR. So that's how they connected to us, but their expertise strengthens the field. So you serve youth, you belong in our network. And the more we come together, the more, the richer our offerings can be. Because I will say this, for the out of school time program and the youth development space, they don't have a department, so they created their own. The standards vary based on your funding, opposed to how other sectors are set up, but it is essential infrastructure. It's treated like it's optional, but there's so much research and also money to say that it is truly essential. So when we come together to serve the youth, we can make sure that everyone, the shared learning, the shared training, we can make sure that everyone, including the youth development field, is serving students well. So when their program is an SEL program, it can truly be an SEL program, and they know that it is an SEL program. I feel like I'm taking over your meeting. So any other questions about the locator or anything before I sit down? Because I know y'all have other things to discuss.
You've done a great job presenting. I think we're going to marinate.
Okay.
Think about these things. I just want to say again how incredible it is. So
Thank you. Thank you so much. I look forward to next steps.
All right.
And nice to see you.
I should have asked you where your.
I know, because how many meetings are at 7:30, right?
That's right. We came in muscled
Well,
up.
I'll tell you, Forum 225 has one. That's where I'm wasted.
At 7:30?
7:30. Members, it was conversations, coffee, whatever it's called, some event they have monthly with some politician or official. And so this morning, I need to talk to this official. My business card is digital. I can share with you, but Charmony has my information. She can share it with everyone. I am much better at emails than phone calls. I rarely answer my phone.
So you're cool if we blast your information to the email list?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
That's 150 people. Okay.
That's fine. If you email me, I will, you have a better chance. Phone calls, not really.
So thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome, Norman. Thank y'all for having me.
The one part of CATC that we just want to keep like putting back in front of us is just like this group is here for the doers. As Christian always says, like these people are the people who are doing the work. So if we don't come together and check in on each other, we're not really maintaining the collaboration. So one question that we're starting to ask is just, how are you doing in your work, and are you stuck? And if you're stuck, can this group help you? So just take a second. Think through. If you're stuck, I'll go first. I do have a stuck place. I was joking when I said if you have a connection with fiber, somebody who works in IT. So we recently purchased a year and a half ago. So a mesh Wi-Fi system that would put fiber Wi-Fi all across the campus, but I don't know how to install it, and I can't find anybody who does know how to install it. We can't pay anybody to install it because it's not in the budget. So if you have somebody who is like works at the Geek Squad or works at Rev, we clearly need. I don't think I need to make the case that our internet needs to be beefed up. Hey, Cole. I'm sorry. So. Yeah, you can text me, email me if you have a connection, somebody who's technologically savvy. So great. So that's an example of a stuck place, asking for a solution, which may or may not happen. We want to keep the collaboration juice flowing. And Corey, I owe you a one-pager for students.
Yeah, I may have students on, I don't know. I posted the calendar and I sent them all the link, and I said it's 7:30 Friday morning, so they may be on virtually. I don't know.
Man.
But the next one for sure, I want to have some students on.
Well, you took an idea and ran with it, turned it into an action.
I loved it if it's an assignment, yeah.
Careful.
Sorry, it wasn't on the syllabus, but the class.
So you teach at Southeastern. Ashley, you teach at LSU. Corey, you teach social work?
Social.
Do y'all know each other? Okay. All right. She teaches social work at LSU, so.
I thought I recognized her. I've been sitting here going, where do I know her from?
All right. How about online? Anybody online have a stuck place? We're good. All right. So our next meeting, I think, is also March 6th. Is that right? And we potentially will have someone from LSU coming to speak about interns, Leslie Green. And so one of our goals is increasing student involvement. How can we get students, like the next generation of professionals, already thinking about cross-sector collaboration? Hey, you might know a bunch of students from LSU. Yeah. Hey.
No, that's great. I know that she does.
Right. Okay.
Hey, didn't you have a
So that's kind of what the focus will be for our next CATC meeting. In between, expect some more clear and precise communication about the working groups. We'll have some data from that form that's been filled out, and we're going to make sure you get that link again. So go ahead and fill it out. And if if you're thinking about time commitment, I would say just think about an hour a week. Just think about an hour a week for whatever working group you're in. Like, you're like, an hour is pretty precious. I know. So it's just like, think about the most minimal involvement you can have and start there, right? Start with the desire, not the ability, and then we'll work with the desire. So, all right, we're going to end a little bit early. Everybody can get to work, get some coffee. Thank y'all for coming. We have to do our closing ritual. So, Christine, if you would not mind.
Bring it on in, guys.
So, if you're new, we stand up.
Wait, do a hand in.
We're gonna give this back so we can get more.